The Axon literally is a head cam system where there's a small camera that the officers can wear. And it's either attached to the bill of their ball cap or it's right over their ear. And then they have the communication hub that is mounted in the center of their uniform shirt, and they actually have the computer that has a 4.3-inch screen that's mounted to their utility belt. It can be in their cargo pocket of their pants. There's also special pockets that are sewn inside their shirts, and what it provides for the officer is the ability to capture whatever incident that they're involved in, and it gets it from the officer's view from beginning to end, and it's captured both audially and visually.
Hi, Burnsville Police.
You know, things happen so fast out on the street, and I know sometimes you don't even know exactly how you ended up in the position you're in, and you always just write the report to the best that you can. And now you can go back and watch, and it's very clear what happened. So it helps with the report writing. It helps after the fact for anybody that really wants to know what happened. Now they can look and see exactly what we saw.
The initial call came out with a reporting party from the mall or somebody's friend calling about somebody saying that this guy had numerous warrants out for his arrest and he would probably flee or fight with officers. That's the initial call. So we responded to the Burnsville Center, and there's several of us set up on this vehicle where the suspect was supposed to come out. My partner and I, Dan Anderson, were positioned behind the car next to the suspects, and when the suspect came out, we confronted him, advised the suspect, Burnsville Police under arrest.
Put your hands up.
You're under arrest, man.
Place you under arrest! Place you under arrest! Down the ground! Down the ground! You're under arrest, man!
This guy was fast, I'm not gonna lie, he was quick. I think I'm quick, but this guy he could move. So we started running, gave verbal commands throughout the entire foot chase. Police are under arrest numerous times. So it's not like he could come back and say, well, I didn't know it was the police chasing me. You know, I didn't know what was going on. I thought somebody else was chasing me. I was fearful for my safety, I was just running. So in that aspect, it's good to see on the camera when, if it goes to court, you know, the judge can say, hey, they gave you every opportunity to give up. They told you how many times you're under arrest. And it shows throughout the whole foot pursuit what happened, where we went. It was half mile. I mean, it was a pretty good jaunt south of the Burnsville Center back in some residential area.
You're under arrest!
And where we ended up taking custody of the suspect behind somebody's house and in the window well, where he was hiding eventually.
I think one of the concerns that some of the officers had is, geez, is the system to catch us doing bad things, or what's this all about? It's on the contrary. I mean, absolutely, this is about catching all the great things that the officers are doing.
One of the coolest things that I've done with it so far that I never would have expected, we went to a fire over at an apartment complex, and as we arrived at the fire, we were there slightly before the fire trucks, and you couldn't see the fire. And so we went around to the back, me and another officer, and this was a pretty good blaze going.
Myself and 139 made it to the backside. There's not going to be any way to get a truck back here, but it is fully involved, at least 2 or 3 units.
But from the front of the building, you couldn't see it. And after being back there and seeing this thing spread, we thought, you know, we need to get a hold of the fire guys and make sure that they know what's happening in the back.
Police department! Hello? You guys heard that, didn't you? Yeah. Police!
When we went to the front of the building, I thought, well, I can show him. And so I pulled the little screen out of my pocket and walked right up to the front seat of the fire truck and said, hey, this is what's going on in the back, just so you know.
After viewing that video, the next crew that I had available, because I did have crews on the interior already attacking the fire and providing rescue to the tenants, that my next crew that arrived, I did send them to the back. We ended up running hose lines through the building. So we actually went through, rather than going around, which is, takes a lot of time, we're actually able to run lines through the building to the rear and to get water on that fire.
They then knew what they had to deal with. They knew how much hose they needed to get to the back, and it was kind of just kind of happened, and nobody ever would have anticipated it used that way, and I think it really came out to help us. So.
Well, what it does for us is, quite frankly, when the officers make the traffic stops, they literally can show the violator the violation. They can rewind the video, show it to them.
Obviously, had you known I was there, it was kind of like, you slowed. You didn't even come. Like I said, I've got it all on video. If you want to contest it, feel free to. See it? Sure.
And what it, again, is ultimately going to do is going to keep those officers out of court. So instead of sitting in that courtroom, waiting to get up there and potentially testify, they're right back out on the street instead.
A lot of us, if if we have issues or if we know there's going to be a complaint coming from a traffic stop, we'll call our supervisor up immediately and let them know, hey, it's audio recorded, it's on Axon. Feel free to look at it before you call the person back. And with that, the follow-up is perfect. They say, hey, you did a good job, there's nothing else. And without that, there could be a whole different repercussion.
One of the strengths of the system, again, is once the video is captured and once it's uploaded, there's nothing we can do to it. We cannot alter that video once it's been completed. So obviously that's important for the evidence standpoint. All the video that we get is stored off-site. We don't have to have the servers. We don't have to have the IT involvement. That is going to save quite a bit of money as well.
After you record something, at the end of your shift, you download everything you've recorded. It keeps track of all the dates and times, when things were recorded, when they were entered into the system. You can actually look up by map view where in the city all these videos were taken. And then it keeps track of everybody who views the video, everybody who downloads the video. So there actually is a really good track record of who's using it and what they're doing with it.
Our experiences in court so far have been good, where actually with our city attorney, if he's sitting down with a number of folks that have their pre-trials the first time they're showing up in court and they're claiming that they didn't do anything wrong and they want to go to court, he can bring it up on his laptop, show them the incident, run the video, and again, that's another way we're saving court time, because the folks, well, how do I plead guilty? What's that process? I think people are very familiar with the cameras that are mounted in the squad cars. Those run about $7,000 for the hardware. The hardware for the Axons are approximately $2,000. Considerable savings there.
I like wearing it, going on calls and that type of stuff. It just gives me that satisfaction knowing that it's going to hold me and other officers accountable, and I think it's a very good tool to have. I can't speak for other jurisdictions or other departments. I like wearing it. It's a part of my equipment now. It's just like wearing a gun, or just like wearing a taser. It's just every day I put it on, I go out to work.
It's part of reality, and you're looking at something that's going to benefit you and help you in a conviction. This will help you in the long run. It'll show critical incidents and how you react under stress.
What I'm hearing back from the officers now that they have it and it's been out there on the street with them, they don't want to hit the streets without it.
I think it's a great tool, and I think as the technology gets better and as we work through, the small little things that we have to figure out, I think it's only going to get better, and I do think it's the kind of thing that it's just a matter of time and everybody will be wearing them.
It's given me the ability to take a look at a lot of these videos, and what it does, it confirms what I've known of how great these officers are and the wonderful work they do on the street here in Burnsville.
Well, have fun. All right, bye-bye.